guys, welcome back to another episode of Train Simulator Classic, aka Railworks. Today we're going to be taking a look at Diesel Workshop's latest addition to the Montreal Locomotive Works series of M420s. Previously they had put out the M420 only in Canadian National, the Canadian National specific variant, which we do have over here, just kind of for giggles and squiggles. I do believe I did a video on it, but I don't entirely remember. I think I did. But today we're going to be taking a look at their British Columbia Railway set that recently released, and we'll look at some of the differences from the original pack, as well as just the pack in and of itself. Now, I won't dive too deep into the history. In short, these were designed in the 70s, and they had a total of 90 A units built, with a total of 8 B units built. Now, the B units are kind of the interesting part about this pack, as the BC Rail was the only purchaser to grab the B units and make use out of the B units. So those units are included in this pack in matching schemes as the A units. Kind of a neat little kind of side thing. But other than that, it's pretty much the same story as the CN model. So, right off the bat, you'll notice the horns are different. Horns are up here versus on the old CN model, they're back here. You also notice the venting on the BC models. It's a little bit different. They got some extra vents going on up here. The car body in and of itself, it looks a little bit different. They're not wildly different, not too terribly noticeable, but a little different. Extra little bits here and there. The headlight setup is a little bit different. So the BC models do not get the ditch lights up here. Ditch lights are instead down here. They have lights added here on the comfort cab, where the CN model does not. The plow is a little bit different. The front end here is a little bit different. So there are some subtle differences from the original pack. And then you'll get 3 different paint schemes. You'll get the BC green, the original two-tone green. You'll get the two-tone green with stripes, and then you'll get this really nice kind of modern red, white, and blue. Now, as far as the details go, they don't really change between the paint schemes. Really, the paint scheme is the only thing that changes, so I'm not going to bother to go through and click on each and every single one of them. The sounds are the same, details the same, basic operations the same. We're just going to take a look at the actual physical paint schemes. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to shut it down so that we can hear ourselves think, because it's loud. It's very loud. Now, I don't know why, but the models that you place on the map and don't have set up to be drivered variants automatically have the nose headlight turned on. Don't get it, don't know why, but it's just kind of a thing. So let's get up close. Don't know what's going on with the bell either, but you guys notice this kind of little cross that likes to appear until you get up close, and then it disappears. But as is pretty typical of Diesel Workshop, their detail work is absolutely awesome. 100% on top of things. Panels are all modeled. The venting is all modeled. Bolts, rivets, all modeled. You guys know how I love proper 3D modeling, not a bunch of freaking 2D textures placed over a square. Looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. Texturing overall looks really quite good. I do think this white could have stood to get yellowed a bit, like the British Rail lettering here. It's kind of noticeably visible, almost neon, as opposed to the white on literally anywhere else on the locomotive that's kind of yellowy, dirty. The number is very noticeable, and it's kind of the same across all of them, except for, of course, the red, white, and blue here, which has blue lettering. Not so much noticeable, but it's really the only thing I've noticed. Absolutely awesome looking locomotives. And I like the weathering too. Again, it's not over the top. It's not heavy. All too often, heavy weathering in train sim just does not look right. It doesn't fit quite right, I don't think. But this weathering looks really good. You know, it's just enough. Corners have some grease and grime in them, but overall, it's like a relatively clean locomotive. I really like it. And of course, we got it red, white, and blue here. Looks awesome. Yes, these are Canadian locomotives, but gotta have some red, white, and blue. The BC logo back here on the back. Not the worst looking logo, but it definitely could look better. Yeah, it's not on any of the other ones, just on the red, white, and blue. But not the best looking loco. Not my favorite. It's kind of blurry. The BC rail, however, is nice and crispy, legible. The striping, the lines are nice and crispy. And then just the plain two-tone. Only difference from this and the striped is it ain't got no stripes. Now, I do have the B models here for just the plain two-tone with stripes. I'm sorry. The two-tone with stripes. I don't know why, but the regular two-tone is the one that has the stripes, while the alternate two-tone is the one without the stripes. And I didn't realize that until after I placed them, but such is life. Other than that, there's quite literally no difference whatsoever between any of the paint schemes. All the paint schemes are done up to match the locomotive, so I didn't bother to place them all down. And I was pushing my luck a lot having all these down without getting an out of memory error. So, but the B models, these are in essence just this locomotive right there without the cab. Cab would be right there. Really cool. And a lot of like little things change on them. Almost has like an Alco style end over here with the little louvers. Little cutouts right here. It makes it look like an Alco with the single horn and bell. Really looks awesome. Hop in a cab here. Cab's pretty much going to be the same as the Canadian National Model 1, which means it's got kind of the same quirks to it. I wish it was a little more in-depth. I would do absolutely admit that Searchlight Simulations spoiled me a little bit. I love the amount of things that you can play with inside the cab. So I do wish these locomotives were on that same level at least. Well, that's okay. I wasn't talking. But we do get some get some radio noise, some ambient radio, so that's cool. I like that. We'll start it back up in a second, but first we're gonna go through bells, buttons, and whistles. So we don't get any of these up here. A little bit sad. Headlights are down here and in the corner. Headlights are an awesome orange glow. I love it. How I would love for new locomotives coming out to have that color right there. That looks like proper realistic headlights instead of the neon white LED bright ass halo effect headlights that we get on everything else American. That is what a headlight should look like. That looks awesome. Now obviously you'll get the options for different headlights, as you can see with the red, white, and blue. There's ditch lights down here on the footboards where the plain two-tone doesn't have them. Same for the one with the stripes, has them down here. You do get the options to play with those. Obviously I don't have them, so I won't be playing with them. Headlights are awesome. Gauge lights, again, love the gauge lights lighting. It's absolutely awesome. Walkway lights we don't get. Ground lights we don't get. Kind of sad that we don't get those, because that's one of those things that I hate to say it, but at least DTM does include those. It's kind of a little thing. I know it's a little thing to notice, but I do kind of wish we got those. Of course, tail light, sander valve, but we don't get the lead axle sanding. The horn, bell. We don't get that. Of course, it brakes. We don't get that. Class lights. We don't get the heater. It is entertaining that we get the class lights, but we don't get the switches to change the color. We still have to use this U key to change the color. Which, I mean, they still look good. As class lights should. Those are the best looking class lights in game, without a doubt, as far as diesels go. We don't get those. Front number board lights, rear number board lights, none of these. And cab light. Cab light looks awesome. Does hurt my frames a little bit. Not wild, but definitely noticeable little irk. Windows. Doors. God, I love the lighting. Machine Rail, without a doubt, does, or Diesel Workshop. I'm sorry, I know they used to be the same, but Diesel Workshop, without a doubt, has the best lighting effects for American diesels right now. It's kind of sad that we don't get the walkway lights, because I mean, they're there, they're modeled, they're just, we don't get to turn them on. And I know it's a stupid thing to complain about. But it's little details like that that I notice that I kind of wish were included. So let's start it back up. Unfortunately, I can't start it back up with any of the buttons, so I gotta start it up this way. It started out good. It started out really good, and then you heard where that pop took over, and bam, we were at top RPM. Didn't like that. But it definitely sounded good when it was starting up. I don't think... Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So you can swap to use the booster unit, and it will play the booster unit horn, and it will play the booster unit bell. We're currently setting this one right here. Which is awesome. I love that it's got its own horn. I love that it's got its own bell. There's not a cab view associated to it though, so this is cab view. You're still out in the open, but it's awesome that you can select it individually and play the sounds individually. But back to the actual locomotives. Uh-oh. It won't let us swap though. Okay then. Well, I know how to fix that. That was just me showing, and there's the out of memory error. I knew it was too good to be true, as is ever so typical. Welcome to Train Simulator Classic, where it's physically impossible to think about having more than one locomotive in a match without it crashing out. So, yay. And you guys get to see it. As I always say, I do not edit my videos, so we got that far. I'll try to load back in. If actually, you know what, I'll just load into a different map, just place a locomotive. So yeah, as you guys can see, it does run a pretty big risk of an out of memory error. With that whole set, that train that you guys saw just a minute ago, the full set, I have run that with no issues at all. But this is the second time that I've tried to place more than 4 locomotives, 2 A's, 2 B's. This is the second time it's the second time I've tried to place more than 4 locomotives in a map. And it's the second time I've gotten an out of memory error. God almighty, finally. It took forever for this to load back up. But, so yeah, it looks like if you want to run these, you're gonna probably be stuck running them by themselves without anything else. Or you'll have to make some quick drive consists for them, because obviously you're going to get out of memory errors. What can you do? So yeah, we'll come over to Castle Rock Railroad, because why not? Matter of fact, this reason right here is one of the reasons that I haven't done a video in a while, because I was trying to do a video on these 420s, and yeah, those other times I tried to place down, I kept getting an out of memory error whenever I would try to place all 3 liveries down, so kind of got pissed off. But I guess this time we'll get the red, white, and blue, because why not? And, oh, I don't know, pick a stream of cars. Cement cars. Bunch of UP cement cars with a BC rail M420. Whatever. Who cares? We're just trying to hurry up and get it back down. So let's try this again. Now that we're not stuck in a B unit. Love the horn. Oh, I love the horn. The bell, which does physically function. Sure, it tracks is set so we don't run into anything. Cool beans. Pretty sure we're going on the wrong track, but that's fine. Oh, interesting. The headlight switch doesn't make any noise. Now there is no control on which lights come on. They all come on all at the same time. Don't like the idle exhaust. It's literally one single cotton ball that just puffs out. Absolutely despise that. You can open the front door here. Pretty darn cool. It does translate outside. A little bit sad the sound does not change whatsoever, regardless of what windows or doors are open. Not a huge deal, but kind of a nice quality of life if they did. Speedometer is up here. Let's see how on it is. Let's open our throttle up. Speedometer looks pretty much on par, so that's nice. I like it. I do think the engine noise is very much too loud in comparison to any other noise whatsoever. It's not too bad at distance, But up close, the engine noise pretty much drowns out the air horn and the bell. I don't believe these things have dynamic brake. Yeah, they don't have dynamics. Brake sounds aren't half bad. And there it is. Sounded pretty decent. Sounded half nice. Runs pretty good. Looks pretty good. Can't really think of anything that I don't like about them outside of the numbering on the other models and the fact that I get out of memory errors, but that's not really a decent workshop fault. So yeah. There it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, link in the description on where you can pick these up. It's all on Diesel Workshop's website for like 14 bucks. So much better than some of the crap that we get from official DTG. Not naming any names, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.